Hey, how you doing? And welcome back to this week's vlog.
My name is Anderson. I'm a chiropractic assistant here. You've probably seen me around. I'm going to be going through most of this blog here today, reading through. Dr. Dave will get a little passage here, but of course, he'll be providing some color commentary as well.
Yeah.
This one's titled The Usual and Customary. Thank you for following along, and I hope you really enjoyed the previous blogs.
Yeah.
The next series of blogs are going to discuss more conventional healthcare topics, only with a Paragon Chiropractic and Dr. Dave twist.
Yeah, there'll be more things that are directly what people consider to be healthcare, but they'll have our twist on it. So, yeah.
Keep in mind that when a person encounters truth, whether he hears it or reads it, he gets the idea that he already knows the subject, and perhaps he does. But true knowing is an application and helping others.
Yeah, and think about that, so you have it's like, oh, I know that. Here's this guy, he's smoking away and drinking. He's, oh yeah, I know this is bad for me. Well, obviously he doesn't.
There's not a real true understanding.
There's something, there's an application that's missing. There's an understanding, because you have to keep in mind that these ideas and concepts are actually meant to tools that a person can use to improve the quality of their life, and in doing so, the quality of other people's lives. So, yeah.
Yeah. Chances are, yes, you've probably heard it all before.
Yep.
But if a person is not applying what he has learned to his life, he probably doesn't understand things as well as he thinks.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, let's consider our friend Mr. Jones, right? There is no Mr. Jones, but we'll consider him. Mr. Jones has been having a variety of health issues and has seen a number of doctors who, for the most part, aren't really sure what's wrong. But they do know what medications or natural remedies he needs, or if all else fails, what surgery Mr. Jones will have to save his life. Ironically, for not really knowing what's going on, these same doctors and healthcare providers are absolutely certain that offbeat practices such as chiropractic or focusing on typical health and wellness practices definitely won't help, or at least not in Mr. Jones's case. Frustrated and confused, I'm sure we've all been there before, Mr. Jones goes to the internet and does his own research and becomes sold on the health advice of the dark wizard of Hegwish, Dr. Theophrastus Bombastus von Lohenheim, who claims to have met a 1,000-year-old Mayan shaman during a seance at a truck stop in Amarillo. We've seen these sites, right? For a bottle of Jack Daniels and a couple packs of Pokemon cards, the shaman traded to Dr. von Lohenheim the 5 million-year-old alien health secrets that had been given to the shaman during a spirit walk in Amsterdam. And for $19.99, Mr. Jones will share the life-giving and life-saving secrets of what he discovered on his own spirit walk with the Dark Wizard. And you get the point. Mr. Jones would have probably made a fortune with these ancient secrets had he not died a few months ago.
But what if Mr. Jones, by whatever good graces, wandered into Paragon Chiropractic to see what Dr. Dave and the team at Paragon might have been able to help him with? What if he did? And more importantly, what would he have done to help Mr. Jones? What would we have done to help Mr. Jones? That's a good question.
Yeah, what would we? Nobody else had any ideas, and he had all these diseases and disorders and all these great ideas. What would he have done?
About to buy some magical beans, and not that worth it. Not as worthwhile as some of the stuff that we might be teaching here.
Yeah.
The usual and customary.
That is what we would have done. We would have done the usual and customary.
That's it. Keep it simple. But what does that even mean? Well, let me ask you. What are the usual and customary things that a healthy body needs to be healthy?
Good question.
First and foremost would be restoration of communication lines and communication of not only the individual himself with others and the environment, but also between the various systems and organs of the body. you need to talk with yourself. You need to kind of check in and go, okay, how's this feeling? How's that feeling? I I got some bike maintenance done a while back, and I came up with a good analogy through that, where the guy said, after every ride, you really should kind of clean up your bike a little bit, if only for the reason to just get hands on it. Get this, shake it around. Does this jiggle? Does that? Does it not? And just kind of get in communication with your bike. How's it going? How's it working? Does this foot work? How's that ankle going? Yeah, that wrist was kind of, but now it's pretty good now. What have I been doing to make those changes? Probably the usual and customary. So,
Yeah, and that's it. And that is one of the first things, is being in communication with yourself, with the world around you, others, and things along those lines. So anything that would cut a person's communication, make them unaware, make them unfeel, unsense, make the pain per se go away and stuff like that, probably is not going to be a pro-communication sort of a thing, or help a person get through. And so, yeah, withdrawing from life and withdrawing and everything would not be the usual and customary. Yeah, confronting would be the thing that you would do. And we've all experienced that. As soon as you've gone and confronted something, handled something, all of a sudden, it's all wonderful.
It was scary and nerve-wracking before, and then you did it, and it took about 3 minutes, and then it's like, oh, that was it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's see.
So what's the second thing?
Next would be to reduce systemic inflammation in the body and its various organs and tissues.
Yeah.
How would we do that? Simple and customary. Since one basically eats pro-inflammatory calories that provide very little, if any, nutrition, and only set destructive inflammatory pathways in the body in motion, it would make sense to stop eating pro-inflammatory foods and instead eat healthy, nutrient-dense whole foods that were de-inflammatory.
Yeah. Essentially, stop eating SAD, which is the standard American diet. So what we mean by this would be basically whole foods. So things that were made of grains, or grains in particular, grain flours, processed and refined flours, sugar, refined sugar, all sugar, things along those lines. The polyunsaturated vegetable oils, the canola oils, the safflower, the corn oils, the peanut oils, and sunflower oils, and all that other stuff. Highly, highly inflammatory. And then there's trans fats, which you'll find in lard and margarine and things along those lines. You really want to eliminate all of that kind of stuff. And what you'll eat is essentially a variety of meat, fish, vegetables, fruit, some dark chocolate every once in a while.
That's it.
Wow.
Simple and customary.
Real food. That's the usual and customary. That's what we grew up eating, evolutionary-wise. There were not cavemen chemists that made all these wonderful preservatives and additives and sugars and all the rest of the stuff.
Yeah.
So the usual and customary.
And as a quick aside, trans fats look like unsaturated and partially unsaturated fats, or partially hydrogenated oils, rather, in the nutrition in the ingredients list. So look out for those. Even if it says 0 grams trans fats, they can.
Yeah, if it says hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated, then it's a trans fat.
Yeah. Every disease known to mankind has an inflammatory component as part of its presentation. Reduce the inflammation and reduce not only the effects of the disease or disorder, but also improve the possibility of eliminating the disease or disorder altogether.
Yeah. Yeah, if every disease known to mankind has an inflammatory component to it, or actually came about from prolonged chronic inflammation, if you were to address that, it seems that most of the diseases and disorders would kind of go away.
Solve themselves.
Yeah.
Consider this. Take a large rock or something that is large and place it on a tabletop.
Right.
Next, take a number of smaller stones and pebbles and place them around the larger rock. The larger rock is chronic, systemic inflammation, while the smaller stones and pebbles are component parts of the overall disease or disorder. Reduce or remove the larger stone, and a person has changed the character of the disease or disorder, and in many cases, the smaller stones and or pebbles can no longer exist without the inflammation, that being support from the larger stone.
Yeah, if you get the demonstration, that's all it is. So you've got this chronic inflammation here, and from this, all these various diseases and disorders come from. So if you were to do something to reduce this or eliminate this chronic inflammation, many of these diseases and disorders would not have the fuel to continue on. They would simply go away. So that was just a little demonstration. You could try it, put the rock, put the little ones, take the big rocks, and the little guys really can't do anything. Yeah.
One gets the idea that the chronic systemic inflammation leads to the diseases and disorders and is the thing that not only holds them in place, but allows them to worsen. And if one wanted to get over any disease or disorder, he would reduce or eliminate the chronic systemic inflammation by eliminating pro-inflammatory foods.
Yeah, which we talked about. That's sugar, that's refined flours. So that's all the floury grain flours that you see, wheat flour, all the stuff that's in baking stuff. That's grains themselves, if I didn't say that already. Sugar, so the refined sugars. The vegetable oils, so all these healthy polyunsaturated oils that were supposed to be so healthy, in processing them, they overheat them and they become omega-6 fatty acids and highly inflammatory and set off a whole cascade of problems. And then there's trans fats. So those are the things you want to eliminate.
None of. To undergo surgery or take medication while inflamed in the hopes of being cured would probably be an exercise in futility.
It really would. If you're continuing to lead an unhealthy diet and promoting inflammation, your body doesn't heal. If it's inflamed, that's what it's trying to put out and trying to resolve so that it can heal. And if you're actually eating food that causes inflammation, you're not going to heal.
It'd be like having an extremely stressful job with an extremely stressful home life and eating these pro-inflammatory foods and then taking an ibuprofen and going, why am I not uninflamed? And I'm sorry if I hit a little close to home there for certain people there, but it's just, it doesn't work. Are you feeling fine? No, ibuprofen didn't fix it. The fix would be removing all of the other actual stressors in the day, not trying to unstress.
Yeah, it's not getting rid of the inflammation. It's stopping the lifestyle that causes the inflammation.
There you go. Yeah, because inflammation's all around. I mean, you're gonna have a birthday party. There might be a piece of birthday cake there or something, or you might go on a run and it kind of messes with your knees a little bit. But as long as everything else is a-okay, body handles it like anything else. It's just fine.
Yeah.
Obviously, there are many more components to the usual and customary, including proper sleep, healthy relationships, natural sunlight, exercise, and many other things a person knows to be good for them. Over the past couple of years, I have written many blogs concerning these topics, which can be found on our website, spineanddandy.com.
Like over 260, maybe 270 blogs.
Quite a few. And have
prolific.
Referenced many books, prolific, that I recommend everyone to read. In fact, I have written a book myself on many of these subjects entitled Body Basics, A Companion's Guide.
Yeah,
that should be coming out soon.
I just have to edit it and get it out there, and we'll make it available. But it takes a lot of these concepts and looks at it a little differently. The thing that makes what we talk about so much different is that ours is not about taking care of bodies and brains and stuff. Ours is about living. It's a very simple thing. The antidote to death is life, so live. The antidote to sickness and unhealthiness is to be healthy. So pursue health, pursue life, and so on and so forth. Don't worry about that rats like to eat this sort of meat and paleo man did this and paleo man didn't do that and the keto guy and all the rest of the nonsense. None of it matters. Pursue living. Pursue pleasure, pursue what you would consider your ikigai, follow your bliss, those things that make you glad you're alive and all the rest of the stuff. And you will find that the body and everything around you falls into place. But so.
Simply put, correct the outpoints and the organization. That is the organism, you and your body.
You and your body.
Will function as it was designed.
Yeah.
Do the usual and customary, the things that worked when the individual was healthy, and surprise, surprise, welcome to health and wellness again to your life.
Yeah, so when you were healthy and doing well, there were things that you were doing. And so what happened now that you're not? You threw them out the window. you changed something. So get back to the usual and customary. Get back to the things that you know promoted health. Oh, yeah, sleeping, not watching TV, not following the news, and all the rest of the stuff. It's just, do those sorts of things. Maybe hanging out more with some certain friends, or getting more into work. But you'll find that something changed. And when it changed, the usual and customary went out the window, and you're suffering for it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll leave it at that for now and talk more about this in upcoming blogs and vlogs.
Yeah.
Take
Great.
care.
Yeah, and like I said, if you like this, hit the like button. A little thumb does the thing for us. I always appreciate comments or anything that you'd like to talk about. We have programs. All the stuff we talk about here on this and helping you live better and do better, most absolutely. So if you'd like to jump on that or talk about it, or yeah, let us know.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
See ya.
Hey.